lie low.
Hello, everyone. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. No, I'm still here. I just am. I kept my glasses somewhere, so I'm looking for them. So give me a minute. I don't know what happened where I kept them. So give me a minute and I should be back with you. Okay. Keep your questions ready and I'll answer them. Strange. Is there someone trying to speak something? I've got a WhatsApp icon on my screen. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. First, I'll answer any questions you have. If not, then I'll continue. Your exam is coming up, and I believe you told me 50-50 for the multiple choice and short problems. Is that correct?
believe so.
So it'll be 50-50 for multiple choice and short column. You can expect, I'm assuming most of you or every one of you have done the, uh, what do you call the extra credit practice exam? Let me see how many of you have done it.
Yeah, I had a question about that.
You have, oh my God, only 11 of you did it. Wow. That's kind of sad. Means out of 35 students, only 11 attempted it. Don't tell me that you don't know how the exam would look like. Okay, good luck.
Hi.
Yes, please, go ahead. Who had a question?
I just was asking about that practice exam. Is there any way you could open it so we could see the problems we got wrong, so we know what to work on?
Yeah, you will get the solutions one day after on 2/19th it will open up. Yeah, because it closes today.
Yeah, I think it closes tonight.
Yeah, so the solutions will be available tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Why don't we do one thing? Okay, first I'll answer any questions and then I will say what I have to say.
I was just wondering when the first exam is again.
I think it's on Tuesday.
Yeah, the 23rd.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I'm assuming no other questions. And just to let you know, see, when I look at chapter 15, say homework, it shows 22 of you have not even started the homework on chapter 15. I am warning you, I have told you, I have requested you multiple times, you cannot do accounting in one day. And that's very, very concerning to me that you got your exam on Tuesday and you have not, most of you have not started the homework or finished the homework. If you want me to force your hands and change the deadlines, I can change the deadline for each chapter. But even chapter 12 means this is, let me show you what I mean. Don't blame me later. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, 15 to chapter 12 quiz, 22 have not even started. That's what's concerning to me. That's very concerning. At least homework, only 10 have not started on chapter 12, but everyone should have finished it by now. We did that about a month ago. Chapter 14 quiz, 25 of you have not started. That's why you don't have any questions for me. Anyway, as I said, it's very concerning, and please keep up with it. You cannot do accounting in one day. You will not have time to practice, and that's what you need in accounting. I know your lives are busy. We are already on chapter 16 now, and although that is not part of the exam, but since there were no questions, I'll continue on chapter 16.
I do have a question about the exam.
Yes, sir.
For the problems like the connect problems, so not the other, so not multiple choice, are those going to be split between the 3 chapters for the most part, or is there going to be one chapter that's more heavily tested on, or?
The only thing I can tell you is that for the short problems, you will definitely have one cash flow problem.
Okay.
Full cash flow problem means uh, you might have about two short problems. If since you're splitting 50-50, you might have about two or three short problems and about 10 multiple choice.
Okay.
For example, I gave you this exam one credit, extra credit practice. This has 15 questions in it. And 24 of you have not started on it, but you see that there is like, you've got complete statement for cost of goods sold, cost of goods manufactured, and cost of goods sold. That was your first problem. Then your second is preparing a direct indirect method cash flow statement. So more or less you will get a similar setup. Here are your other your problems, multiple choice problems. So depending upon, basically, if the split is 50-50, you are looking at least two short problems and rest multiple choice. Okay.
I had a question about there was some on the chapter 15 quiz that I didn't understand. It asked for the work in progress beginning, but it wasn't on like an income statement or a balance sheet or anything. So I didn't know how to calculate it.
You said chapter 15.
Yeah, it was like I think it was like the second question on the quiz. And also we can't see your screen.
It says I'm screen sharing. Which one are you able to see this?
Yeah, we can see it now.
You see it now, yeah.
It says job 306, 307, 308.
Right, yeah, that's the one I was wondering about.
Okay, so you did the journal entries.
Right, yeah.
Okay, that's not the concern. Then is this the concern?
There's for me it was like a big schedule and it asked for the work in process beginning.
This one?
Yeah. Beginning goods in process.
It's asking you for this one is job 306, 307, 308. Are we talking about this in this statement?
Yep, that's the right one.
Okay. Okay. So I can go over it quickly. And you said you're having issues with the beginning work in process.
Right.
So what it is asking you for the applied overhead, the missing one, and then the so you have to determine the total cost of production incurred in April. So that basically includes your direct material, direct labor, and applied overhead. So you know that basic fact, right?
Right. I see now that's just the sum of them.
Okay, you got it?
Yep, I got it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so those are the chapters you'll have first three chapters for the exam. Now we move on. We started our
I have one quick question before we
Yes,
start
please.
chapter 16.
chapter 16. Just a second.
Yes.
Chapter 16 is process costing. Yes, please, go ahead.
No, I was talking about I will have a question about chapter 12. Can you briefly describe the difference between investing, operating, wait, one sec, investing activities and financial activities? The difference between those two?
Sure, that's in chapter 12, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see the screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so investing activities are those activities which relate to the long-term buying of the long-term assets or long-term investments, or basically investments. So those activities do not take place due to the regular operations of the business. So if you think about McDonald's or any of these joint chains, when McDonald's sells fries or burgers, it is part of their regular operations. That is operating activity. However, the fryer they use, or if they sell the fryer they are using, it's not that they are in the business of selling fryers every day. So that is your investing activity. Or if they purchase a purchase a store, or if they purchase a building for the store, that is an investing activity. So cash inflows that come from selling intangible assets, long-term investments, short-term investments, selling notes receivable, selling plant assets, receivables, notes receivable, etc. Those are investing activities. On the other hand, if you loan money in return for notes receivable, or if you buy short-term investment, or if you buy long-term investment, if you buy a plant asset or any intangible asset, the money is going out in these long-term assets. That's it. Cash outflow from investing activities. As far as financing activities are concerned, in general, these are the transactions with the shareholders and the owners. Now, if you think in terms of the balance sheet, the creditor side, the liability side, and the owner's equity side is basically what we are talking about. So how do you get the money in? If you issue the common stock or preferred stock, so that's a transaction with the owner, that you're getting the money from the owners. Or you are issuing a short-term long debt, so that's a notes payable or a bonds payable. So you're receiving the money by issuing the debt, and or any other contribution from the owners, or reissuing of the treasury stock. Those are financing activities. On the other hand, if you pay off to the shareholders, like example, you pay the dividends to the shareholders, or if the shareholders or owners withdraw the money, or you pay off a debt, or you purchase. So basically it's the flip side of this. Means this is a cash inflow, this is the cash outflow from financing activity.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other things?
I just had a quick question.
Yes,
When it
please.
comes to prepaid expenses,
Yes.
that's an asset, correct?
Yeah, it is. But it is not a, it is generally, depending upon the purpose of that asset, generally prepaid is like you're paying insurance, you're prepaying the insurance cost. That's part of your operating activities.
Right. I was just confused because sometimes on the homework it would want it to go opposite, and sometimes it would want it to go in the same direction.
What do you mean?
So like I had a problem, and it was like I had it under assets, and it said it decreased. So I increased, or there was a decrease, so I added it, and it said it was wrong.
Yeah, you have to be specific. If you show me, I can help. Means I won't change the fundamentals for anything.
Okay, if it's an asset, then I'm fine with that. I just wanted to clarify.
If it is a current asset, if it's a current asset, then I just hope I can show you a quick problem somewhere. So indirect method of computing cash flow from operating activities. So here's a current asset. Account receivable is a current asset. You can say it's prepaid asset, doesn't really matter to me. So you had $44,000 to begin with. Your balance has gone down to 31,000. So your change is $13,000. So the decrease in account receivable, which is a current asset, is added back. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So that concept won't change. Means if a particular problem or a particular problem answer to that particular problem could be wrong, here is one with the prepaid expense. Let's see it. So you've got this balance sheet. Prepaid expense is a current asset. Your $4,100, it has gone up from 4,100 to 5,200. So it has gone up by by $1,100. So if you look at the prepaid expenses that has increased, it will be subtracted.
Okay, that's what I thought. It's just making sure.
Yes, as I said, a particular problem or answer could be incorrect, and I can deal with it and I can give you the credit, but I'm not going to change from the fundamentals. You can look at any one of them. Account receivable net, it has gone down 48,600 to 39,100. So it will be added back, account receivable, added back. Okay. Inventory is a current asset, 91,000 to 300, 91,300 to 81,800. It has gone down. Difference will be again added back. Okay. We already did the prepaid.
I got you. I think it might have been something with that, just the problem itself, man.
Yeah, if you show me a specific one, I can tell you whether as I said, do not deviate from the fundamentals. There could be always an error which might be there. Let's see, this is the second one with the prepaid. So again, prepaid over here, 2000, you must check the dates also on the top. So this has gone down. The difference will be, there's a different problem. It's not regular. It just says compute cash from asset sales. This is nothing to do with it's not doing the cash flow statement. It's asking you something else. I'm just looking for another one with a prepaid. But you get the idea. Means there's nothing very fundamentally. See, prepaid expense has increased $5,200. So increase in prepaid expenses is subtracted.
Okay, I got you.
So again, fundamentally, it has to remain same. Okay. last time when we started the class or we did the class, we went over the activity, we did the process order costing. We started with accounting for the physical units, that is beginning in plus transferred in is equal to transferred out plus ending inventory. So we accounted for the physical inventory. Then we computed the equivalent units. That's how we computed the equivalent units. Then we started to compute the equivalent units for the direct material and the conversion cost. And then we also found the cost per unit of the equivalent unit and then assignment of those costs to the cost of goods sold and the ending inventory. So we did all that using the weighted average method. So last time we did this, we did the computation of ending equivalent units using the weighted average. So I hope, means I just don't know what to say it, but how to say it or to say it again. But you need to do the problems. You are already falling short even in the previous chapter. So I don't expect that you have done these. So we did this. We also assigned the cost to the direct material and the conversion cost. We found the cost per unit. We did this problem also last time. And then this is the assignment to the cost to the ending work in process. So once you find the equivalent units of direct material and you find the unit cost, then you just multiply that two to get the, can you all see the screen?
Yes.
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 Okay. So this is the number. Is there any question on computation of equivalent units first? Means we have done that and you found the cost per unit and then multiplied the two, you get the total cost. Same thing with the conversion cost. We found the equivalent units, multiplied it cost per unit to get the equivalent total cost allocated to the cost of units transferred out. These are the units which are completed in that particular process and are being transferred out. As far as the ending work in process is concerned, same thing. You're 34,000 in ending direct materials, 18,000 in conversion cost per unit cost still is the same. Multiply the two, you get the cost of ending work in process. So this is the cost of either goods sold out or cost of goods transferred, and this is your ending inventory. That's how that was the cost to be accounted for, and you accounted for the cost. So this is problem number 2. In your homework. So once again, this is what we did last time. Any questions, clarifications over here, please, on any of the parts? How many of you have done this problem on your own? If you have not done, why don't you attempt it on your own? And I'll give you 5 minutes or 10 minutes, 5-7 minutes to do it. It's 12:58 by my watch, but take until 1:05. Try to do this problem number 2 on chapter 16 homework, please. And then ask me, see where you get stuck, and then I can help. Because there's nothing besides practicing the problem, as I said, in accounting. Do you want me to put you in groups?
That
Now,
no. Yeah.
Okay. I'm leaving you alone for about 5 to 7 minutes. Try to do the problem. Okay, is everyone done?
Now I'm still finishing up.
Okay, take 2 more minutes.
Thank you.
I will start at 1110. Maggie says it was 70-50, or did you mean 70-30? Maggie? Guys, did we agree on 70-30 or 50-50 for the short problems and multiple choice?
I believe it was 70-30.
Okay, can you just type in the chat because
Can you
I
hear
just want
me?
to,
Can you hear me?
yes.
Yeah, I meant 70-30. I thought we decided on 70 multiple choice and 30 open-ended for
That's
the
fine.
exam.
I can do it either way. It doesn't really bother me.
Okay.
If we, Miss class, is that what we agreed upon?
Yeah, on the pre-exam, that was good.
So I'll make it 70-30 then.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Take care. I just get mixed up because in one of the classes it's 50-50 and in one it is 70-30. So I was not sure. I need to write it down somewhere. Okay.
I have a question about the exam real quick, if that's all right.
Yeah.
For the open-ended questions, is it graded like our homework in that if you miss one problem, it just counts for that, like that percentage of the actual problem, or does it count the whole problem wrong?
It is exactly as you're doing in Connect.
Okay, thanks.
You're using the same platform. Basically, the problems will be very similar. It's just different number. That's all it is going to be.
Yeah, that's why I think we should look at the 50-50 option, honestly.
You decide. I can only do one thing.
I know that I was just saying like class wise, because I know last semester there was more multiple choice, and those if you get it wrong, you get it wrong. At least with the worksheet problems, you can get decent amount of
Okay,
partial credit.
let me do one thing. Everyone in the chat box, please type. I'll give you the options again. Multiple choice, short problems. And this is option 1. That's what we said earlier, 70-30. And option 2, we can have 50-50. We already eliminated 100-0 options. So in the chat box, type in option 1 or option 2, and more, whatever I get more, we'll go with it. That's it.
If we do option 1 this time and we realize that we don't like it for the next exam, could we change to option 2?
Yeah. As long as you tell me about 2 weeks in advance, I'm fine with it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have to count it now. Why do I ask for it? Okay, I have to start from here. Option 1 and 2. Option 1, 1, 1, 1. One, 50-50. Option 1. Option 1. Option 2. Option 2, 2, 1. Man, you're killing me. 2. It's like going to be that stupid.
If it ends up being a tie between both options, then can we just like split the
Par-
difference and do
Pardon
like
me?
40? If it ends up being a tie between the class picking option 1 and 2, then could we just split the difference and do like 60-40?
I
If it's like
can.
a tie, I don't know.
It's like 9 and 7 right now.
Okay.
It's 9 for option 1, 7 for option 2. It's close enough. If you wanted 60-40, I can do 60-40. I don't care. You want 60-40?
Whatever is fine, in my opinion.
Means right now the majority says 9 versus 7.
9 for option 1.
Yep. So everyone has not even voted, it seems. There are 23 or 22 students signed up, 16 have voted. 6 don't care either option, I guess.
Also, while you're still tallying, so on Tuesday, we just log into Zoom like normal and then we just take our exam, right?
You log onto the Zoom, you keep your cameras on, make sure your cameras are working. You can have 2 pages of cheat sheet with you without numbers, and your calculator and scratch paper. You can use blank Excel sheet. That's about it. No phones are allowed. No one in the room is allowed. And that's about it. And when you are on, I'll take the attendance. If you are not logged in through the Zoom, I will stop your exam.
Okay, thank you.
And those instructions are also provided on D2L. So for this exam, we are going with option 1, 70-30. If you change your mind next time, let me know. Okay. Voting is officially closed. Okay. On this problem, you first account for the physical units. You started with 28,000 units to begin with. So to account for the physical units, beginning inventory is 28,000 units. Can you still see my screen?
The Excel spreadsheet is just in the middle of it.
Yeah, so you can see this, right?
Yep.
Yep.
So beginning inventory is 28,000. Then it tells you it is 70% complete as to material and 30% with respect to the conversion cost. Now, as far as the beginning inventory is concerned, under the weighted average method, you don't need to worry about these two for the partial conversion because we add everything together. You only take this into account when you do the FIFO method for the beginning inventory only. The cost is given to you for direct material and conversion cost. 370,000 units were started. So 28,000 plus 370,000 units were started. 40,000 was in the ending inventory. So the 358,000 units are completed. Does everyone understand this part, please?
Yeah.
So that is accounting for the physical units. Now, we know that the 358,000 units are completed. If the units are completed, that means the direct material and the conversion cost has been added. So in terms of equivalent units, they are 100% complete. Now, the only issue is with this 40,000, let's see what's the information that is provided in the question. So 40,000 units in the ending inventory are 85% complete as to material. And 45% complete as to the conversion cost. So we have got 40,000 times 85% and 40,000 times 45% for the conversion cost. So that will give you 358 for the units that are completed. And this is for the direct materials, 85% and 45% for the conversion cost. Does everyone understand the computation of equivalent units? Hello, everyone. Say something, please.
We're here.
Can you keep your cameras on so at least I can figure out whether you understand it or not? I see all the black boxes and I cannot figure out whether you are understanding it or not. The only thing I can do is assume that you understand it. Jonathan, Hunter, do you understand it? Jenna?
Yeah, I understand it.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
understand.
think I get it.
Okay, so this is the computation of equivalent unit. That's step number 2. Now, third is finding the cost per unit. So over here, it tells you in the information, your beginning inventory is 671,000, of which 49,000 is direct material. So for direct material is 49 and 181 for the conversion. So if you look at the beginning inventory cost, 49 and 18,100 for the conversion that is given to you. Okay. Then for the materials that are added during the process, it tells you that direct materials added during the process was 1,440,000 and conversion cost was added was 997. So 14440, 997. So the total cost is 1489600 for the material and 1015200 for the conversion cost. Any question on these two numbers, please? So these are the equivalent units for material 392. This is the equivalent unit for the conversion cost. So the per unit cost is 1489600 divided by 392 gives you 380 per unit. Same thing here at 270 per unit. So this is the cost per equivalent unit of direct material, cost per equivalent unit of conversion cost. Any questions over here, please?
Nope.
Okay. Then the number of units that were transferred out was 358,000. So 358,000, the material cost related to 358 is $3.80 per unit, total of 1,360,400. And conversion cost 270 per unit, 358,000 times 270 gives you 966. Total cost of goods transferred out is 2,327,000. Any question on this number? At least say yes, no, so that I can move on.
No.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the ending inventory is concerned, we had 34,000 of units and material. We had 18,000 in the conversion cost. Cost per unit is 380 and 270. So 34,000 times 380 gives you the cost of direct materials in the ending work in process for 129,200. For the conversion cost, we had 18,000 units, $2.70 per unit at 48,600 gives you, this is the cost of ending inventory gives you 2,504,800 as the cost, total cost that you need to account for. And that is what you started with, the total cost. 2,504,800. If you add them together, that's what it will be. So this is the cost you have to account for. This is how you accounted for that cost. Is everyone still with me, please?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as far as equivalent units of production of forming department for the department is concerned, 392, 376, which we already did earlier, 392, 376. Okay. Requirement 2, we already did the cost per equivalent unit. We did it over here, 380 and 270. And this is also we did at the end, same thing. We did it here. Everyone should understand how to do this problem. This will be like one of the short problems, or it's very similar to it. You will have a short problem in the exam too. Now, when you did the problem on your own, whatever mistakes you have done, highlight those mistakes, because that's where you will get stuck next time. And if you have not made any mistake, that's great. Congratulations to you. Questions?
Nope.
Okay. Okay. We start with this problem. We are on problem number 3 and 4. So they completed its work on 380,000 units, transferred them to the next department. 76,000 were in process in the production department at the beginning of April. And 304,000 was started and completed in April. So you've got 76,000 in the beginning, 304,000. Beginning inventory was 65% complete. At the end, 98,000 additional units were in process in the production department, which were 85% complete with respect to material and 35% complete with respect to the conversion cost. So first is compute the number of equivalent units. So units that you transferred out were 380, which were 100% completed. So they will be complete with respect to material, and they'll be complete with respect to the conversion cost. So in terms of equivalent units, since they are 100% complete, it is 100% of 380, which is 380, 300% of 380, it's 380. It's, as far as the ending inventory is concerned, 85% complete with respect to materials, gives you 83,300, 35% with respect to the conversion cost. That gives you the number of equivalent units. Very same process, means there's nothing very different about it. Questions?
No.
Okay. Next is, once you have got the equivalent units, so we already did that, I believe, 463,300 and 414,300. Okay. So this is all the steps put together. Why don't you do this problem so that you know where you are going to go wrong? This is a good problem to do. This will take you through all the steps at one shot. It's 1:31. You have 10 minutes, try it.
Is that problem 3?
It's problem number 5 to 8. Or 5, problem number 5, I believe. You're making a complete cost summary. Basically, you're putting all the steps together that you have done earlier. Okay, do number 5 on your own. See if you've got any questions, I'll answer them. Otherwise, this will bring us to the end of the chapter now. And after the exam on next Thursday, we will begin with the new chapter on activity-based costing, I believe. Nicholas, you just mentioned you don't have a camera on your desktop. You can just log in through your phone. Just use the link in the phone and then just make sure that I can see you for the attendance. You'll be logged in at two places.
Okay, sounds good.
Same thing goes for everyone if there is an issue. Just think about this. Do you want me to change the deadlines for each chapter submission to 1 week after I finish the chapter?
Yes.
I'm sorry, could you repeat what you just said?
Right now, many of you are delaying the attempting the homework. Do you want me to change the deadlines to 1 week after I finish the chapter?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, will you do that?
So
Sounds
basically,
like how it is because then we can work at our own pace doing the chapters.
no, that's what I thought.
I agree.
That's what I assumed. That's why I gave you the maximum time I could, but
Yeah, I like that they're all due at the same time because then we can work on whatever chapter we need to, like when we need to work on it.
Yeah, I agree. I work like 30 hours a week, so I actually find it really helpful. I know I haven't been working at like the pace that you might expect, but it's like it's working for me. You know what I mean?
And that way, like, we could take our time and we're taking notes on the need to know videos instead of trying to feel rushed.
no, I'm fine with it as it is. But the only thing is, I want you to. The thing is, if you just to repeat myself, see what happens is when the students don't do the work, they will you fail the first exam and then drop out, and that's a waste of your money and time and effort. That's the thing which I'm concerned about. Means if it makes sense to you.
I feel like that's kind of on the student.
Pardon me?
I feel like that's kind of on the student. Like if the student doesn't want to do the work, then that's on them.
Okay. So I'm not changing anything then.
No, but thank you for offering.
Okay. Are you guys done with this? Why don't you finish it on your own and then basically it's the same thing. It's just everything all together. Are you getting stuck with any issue that I can help resolve?
I'm doing good. I'm almost to finish.
Okay, very good. So the exam, generally what I do is your class starts at 12:30. I will open the exam at 12:15 p.m. Your class ends at 1:45 p.m. So you have officially 1 hour 15 minutes generally, or 1 hour 20 minutes. And I will end the exam at basically at 2 p.m. So I'll give you 10-15 minutes in early and 10-15 minutes on the later side. So if someone has a problem with logging, blah, 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 you can take care of it. Okay. So it will start at 10 minutes early. It will end 10 minutes late. So I'll give you extra 20 minutes kind of a deal. Bonus 20 minutes.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. And if you're done early, you can leave. It's not a problem. Means I'm not going to hold you for the entire time, but and if I feel like 70-80% of the students are still there at 1:45 or 1:50, I might give you another 10 minutes, but that generally doesn't happen. Okay. So I'll end the class here today, and unless and until you've got questions, I'll stay around for the answering any questions. Otherwise, I would expect you to finish this, but this ends the chapter on process order costing also. We'll start with the new chapter after the exam 1. I've got nothing new to tell you here. I'll be repeating myself.
Thank you. You have a good day.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you for everything, Professor. You have a good day.
Take care. Bye. Matt, do you have any questions? Matt, do you have any questions for me? I'm assuming no, because or you cannot hear me. If